Early morning. Okay.
Yeah, it's early morning. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. I have the brother Amir Raw with us on again today. Brother Amir Raw, all the way. One second. Brother Amin Raw, all the way from Mombasa, Kenya. And today we're going to be discussing Negroes who continue to make excuses on why we should stay in America. I'm Iran. There's been a lot that's been going on this past month. I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but let's run down what's been going on. So, of course, were you aware of the Starbucks situation?
I'm not aware of the Starbucks situation.
Okay, so basically, two black men went into a Starbucks, needed to use the restroom before they ordered. They were told no. They sat down because they were waiting on another individual to come meet them to discuss real estate deal. They were asked to order something. They said they're going to wait till I guess their friend comes, and Starbucks called the cops on them. They got arrested. And I don't know if you know,
Okay.
Starbucks is pretty much a place where you could gather, use their Wi-Fi, use the bathroom, and you usually don't have to order anything. Then you had
Yeah.
the. Did you hear about the Yale situation at Yale University?
No, I've been very busy this last couple of weeks.
Okay, well let me give you a rundown of everything that's been going on. So then you had the Yale situation, okay, where a
Uh-huh.
Yale student was in the like the common break room taking a nap, and a white student called the cops on her. So you had
Mm-hmm.
that. Then you had the
Mm-hmm.
situation. Let me silence my phone. 1 second. Let me silence my phone. Then you had another situation where in Oakland, a black family was grilling. I guess you're not allowed to use charcoal grill, I believe, or charcoals when you're grilling. And white lady called the cops on her. All right. Then another
Okay.
situation, a black kid was kidnapped by a white supremacist in Texas. I don't know. I think it was in Texas. Don't know what the hell's going on in Texas. I'm trying. There's a lot of more examples, and then of course you had the school shooting yesterday, where 10 people, a white supremacist went
Oh,
to a school and killed 10 people. So we've had a lot going on.
okay. Well, I think these are just the signs. I mean, creature, but these are just the signs of what we have been talking about for so many years now. The
Right.
time for blacks in America is I can't understand why we can't see that we are disappearing. We're disappearing in the United States. People are going places, getting pulled over by the police, arrested on false pretenses, and are too embarrassed to go and call out the family and neighbors. And the next thing you know, they're doing time. People are being kidnapped and murdered, and their bodies disappear. Clear example. There's no way in the world that a black community such as Harlem or Watts should disappear under the normal circumstances of economic growth. But we blacks are disappearing. And as a minority, we have no power. You get in trouble, you don't have no family member you can call because your family members are also struggling in economic poison of racism. And then here we go. And these things in the media are but a tip of what you can expect. And each generation of blacks is worse off than the generation before it.
Which is
And that's what I want to discuss today, too, about how you live in a world and you think it's okay, but I came up in a world where these things were not there. Life was a lot better then than it is today. And I can just only imagine what they have in store for your children.
Now, Amirah, you just mentioned something. We were better off under Black people were doing better under Jim Crow than they are now in America.
There was Dr. Claude Anderson who had brought this out when he was going around the country discussing this, and many people remember when Dr. Claude Anderson was on the circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and he gave up. And so, if you don't remember some of his last lectures, he was saying that you only have 1 year to go, and then you blacks can hang it up. That was over almost 4 years ago now. He was telling you, if you don't do ABC by 2 years, I think it was at Pastor Frederick Price Church, you can hang it up. And that time is long gone. And I had, I was and listening to all his lectures, and in one lecture, he made the comment, more Mexicans were buying his book than blacks. And I was so shocked. I mean, it really says, but our problem isn't what we're going to continue to face as long as we keep thinking that we can make it in the U.S. Living in the U.S. should be out of the question. Any sane person with melanin like mine living in the U.S. should have priority number one, plan to leave the country. You don't stay somewhere and get your ass kicked for 400 years and continue to stay there and pass that ass whooping on to your children. It just doesn't make any sense. And then your favorite pastime is to sit here and watch the news and like, there go another one. I told you they was like that. I was doing that in the 60s. Malcolm X was standing in the New York City. Malcolm X was standing in the middle of New York City on a goddamn stage in the middle of the city, telling you the white man is the devil. A, B, C, D, all of the things that you keep commenting on now, he was saying back in the 60s. And you know why white people didn't give a shit? Why they let him continue to talk? Because they knew they could talk all day, but Malcolm lived in a 2-bedroom house and it wasn't even his. He didn't have money. Whites know that as long as they hold you ransom economically, that's like they got you by the tail. You can squirm and kick around all you want, but they got you by the tail. Economically, that's it. And every day he can let you talk in the middle of the street in New York. He can let you riot. He can let you boycott. He can let you do everything except try to leave. Now that's when you have a problem with the white man, because he loves us, but he loves to use us as an example. And the only thing that you can do to get to him is to pack up your bags and show him your back as you get on the plane to leave that country. If one black entertainer came on TV and said, I'm out this motherfucker, I'm going, I'm moving back there, I'm moving to Africa, we would send the world in a tailspin. Because blacks would now that would be the topic of discussion. You see what happened in South Africa. People forget that Richard Pryor also went to Africa, and he had an epiphany, and he almost stopped using the word nigger because he went to Africa and he saw that that whole premise that we live inside the bubble in the United States is only inside the United States. You come out of the United States, everybody's black. So so you don't have this thing. You got to get rid of the minority mentality. It's infecting us deeply, and the media is perpetuating it. You got to get away from the United States, even if it's like for 3 months. That's when you can see.
Go ahead. I'm wrong.
That's when you can see. That's when you can see. You cannot come and talk about Africa got problems. Like your guest was saying, they didn't have pipes in the house. Nigeria is not self-sufficient, and he wants the country to be self-sufficient. Please tell me that the United States is self-sufficient. Tell me that they got enough oil in the United States to run that country. Huh? You're just making up scenarios like religion. You're just trying to make up a scenario to say like, okay, I'm gonna move to Africa when they got everything like heaven. And not even the United States you live in is self-sufficient. They have houses in the U.S. that don't have pipes. It's only that the cartels, America has hundreds of years of dealing with cartels that have legitimized themselves into county and state governments that force people to build a house. They're forced to have wiring and these type of things and this kind of codes to have the house done like this because cartels own them and they make you have to buy the materials too to build a house. And so therefore they get paid for every house they build. These are little cartels that people don't realize what goes on. America has 400 years of being able to develop itself like it has. But now, thanks to the last recession, 50% of blacks have lost their home. I mean, have basically lost their 50% of their income. And many people lost their homes. Many blacks lost their homes during the recession. People don't realize this. So what good is a house if you can't live in it? There's so many boarded up houses, and it makes no sense to me why you could criticize the African who has defeated the European. And I say it again, he has defeated the European, got him out of his country, and is in the process of rebuilding it. And that's within the last 50 years. And now what's happening in the last 50 years? 6 out of the top 10 countries, the most progressing countries are in Africa, and even more are coming. Ethiopia used to be the measure of what you see on TV when it showed you hungry babies, and now it is the #1 fastest growing nation, and they're doing that without oil. How is that possible?
Rahh,
what's going on in Africa. We should be a part of it. We should be there now.
Yeah, another thing too, Rahh, I don't know if you know, just last week and the week before, we had two black people. That's an echo. We had 2 black people hang themselves to commit suicide. Hang, one from a tree and one from a bridge. Do you think there's any foul play involved in this, or are black people just gone crazy
in the U.S.?
In the U.S.
In the U.S.
In the U.S.
Yeah, I could imagine. But you know, this is what I'm saying. We don't have to. You see, there's 2 type of people, 2 type of black people. There's the house Negro and there's the field Negro. Malcolm X put it very clear. And today it is like this: it is the people who want to stay in the United States versus those people who want to leave. Now they may not be able to leave, or they might not have the funds to leave right now, but they want to leave. There's the two groups. Now the house Negro, the ones who want to stay in the United States, are surely need to wake up, because even if you want to stay, you can't come and criticize Africa or the African and come up with all of these stories that you made up about the Arabs. They're coming to America. They ain't coming to America, my friend. Not in the numbers you think they should be. And besides that, many of them go back. And when you look for the statistic on how many go back, what the government says is we don't keep records of who goes back. Funny thing. The same way they don't keep records of how many blacks are shot by the police. But you can go to the Washington Post and get that information. I think it's about 400 right now. What month is this? Yeah, about 400 of us being shot dead by the police. And it was taking a newspaper is the one who has to keep those records. The government doesn't. Funny. This is what I'm saying. You don't have a right to talk about Africa as the reason why you want to stay in the United States. Right. You need to be quiet talking about Africans got corruption. America is the #1 most corrupt country. You forgot Enron totals and the amount of money that Enron scandal did and AIG. Those totals are like, more than all of the corruption in Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, and all of the modern countries, African countries combined. Let's not talk about that. And if you want to look at something like what's a corruption, racism is a goddamn corruption. So that just ends the story right there. You're gonna talk about corruption? I'd rather be paying a policeman to let me, 50 shillings to let me get a pass a ticket, and not have me write me a ticket, than to be pulled over by the police at gunpoint and maybe shot while I'm trying to get my license out of goddamn. You house niggas need to stop that. You leaders, huh? I'm watching you, and you come on TV and you start talking shit about Africa, and you're wrong all the day. I was watching Dr. Omar Johnson talking about Ethiopia is this worst country, sick country in the world, in Africa. I'm like, man, you see, that's why it hurts me, because I'm living here and I'm seeing everything that we would possibly want. A place where nobody fucks with us. A place where you can live, raise a family, and nobody really fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking bullshit mail that's gonna come to your house. No goddamn recorded messages gonna come on your phone. No people gonna be looking for you. Huh? No court documents gonna come after you, telling you gotta be somewhere, otherwise they'll be taking your license from you. Nothing like that. It's not like that here. And if you're already going through it, why let your children go through the same thing? You need to send them to school in Kenya if you can't come yourself. Or you need to find somebody that's going to allow them to have some sort of interaction with an African country, so that you can establish some contacts in the country and get past all of these lies and innuendos about an African life is worse than the life in America. Just not true.
So, brother, shout out to Brian Cole. He says, family, be sure to get some land just in case some shit goes down. Like, how worse do you think it's going to get, Amarah, here in America?
It's worse. It's just that you live in it and you don't realize it's worse. You living in a country. You living in a country. You had a black president for 8 years. He didn't do nothing for you. Those 8 years were, they were critical. Go look at the documentary on They get a documentary on Obama when he was in office, talking about this is his daily routine. And the motherfucker, he didn't do shit. He just was like writing letters to people. Lame duck all over the place. He can't nothing he can do. So you see, he just was waiting his time, waiting for his pension. I don't blame him, because they locked him out. Them white boys in Congress, he said they want to go for that. They're the ones who rule this country. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the white, you president, you the black president, you king man, as they tell you, the number one man, blah, blah, blah. And then you go to Congress and you go to one of them congressmen and tell them, one of them white congressmen tell them, no, and I'm telling you to do this and this. That white congressman is in his 70s talking about, man, I've been seeing 6 presidents and you ain't nobody. You understand what I'm saying? And they got their buddies with them too. So they run the country, not the president. Mm-hmm. So to have Obama come in office, unless you brought like 15, 16 20 other brothers to occupy the Senate, you just put that dude on the firing squad. You just made him look foolish. Mm-hmm. Those were the 8 years we were Bush. And you blew it. And so from there, it's all downhill now. It's pretty much a wrap, as you like to say, for the people in the United States, the average citizen. And I don't understand why blacks need to throw their hands up and say enough is enough. You'll be historical in your whole generation, in your family generation. You could be the one to say enough is enough. I don't care about my sisters, my cousins, my brothers, my friends, my relatives, my co-workers. I don't care about none of that. We need to leave. And I'm going to practice starting to leave this country. It may take me 5 years or 10 years, but every day I'm going to be focusing my attention on at least going to a modern African country for 2 or 3 or 4 months. And I tell you, all you need is 2 or 3 months. I mean, I have friends that come here in 2 or 3 days. They was already shocked. I don't know. Okay, for me, I don't remember, but when my friends come in there to the third day, they were like, man, you know, this is great, you know, and you know, it's only taking a short amount of time for you to be somewhere to realize that you've been lied to even more. Because you're gonna come to Africa and you're gonna find out all the things you was told was a lie. All the movies you was watching and all the little sly remarks that these comedians on the TV make was all bullshit. And Africans are just like us. They listen to the same music we listen to. They basically eat the same kind of foods we eat. Okay, kind of different, but you know, basically the same. It's available. Pizza's here, hamburgers is here, you know, fries are here, veggies here. There's a brother from the US that's opened a veggie, what you call that thing? That's a new thing you guys call it. Wedgie
Vegan?
shop.
Vegetarian?
Veggie. Yeah, that thing. Vigim, whatever that is.
Vegan, yeah.
Yeah, in Nairobi. So blacks are establishing themselves here, and they're bringing the culture to you know, to this African country. It's just that you know, we're not as close as we should be, and I'm a little bit eccentric compared to most of the African Americans that come here. But you know, nobody is really seriously complaining about the life, because you know what's happening. You know, you might criticize a bad road, or you know, they say dirt road, which is gone now. I mean, when I first came in this area, a lot of the roads were not paved, and now paid. This is development that's going on. So
Hey,
the
I'm
argument
wrong.
that you hold true, so true to argument you hold
Hey,
to so much of what's going on in being correct.
hey, I'm wrong. We're losing you. You're going in and out.
Oh,
Yeah. But I'm wrong. Let me ask you this. So, did you watch Star Wars? Star Wars?
yeah, I watch Star Wars.
Okay, you remember Billy D. Williams' character? I'm wrong. Hello?
Billy
Hello?
Williams, Kelly, yeah.
So do you,
How,
yeah, so you remember, no, not Han Solo. His name, Billy D. Williams. Remember his character?
Billy Williams, yeah. I remember him. Can you read me?
Yeah, his character. His name was hold on, I'll tell you his name. Hold on one second. His name was he was Lando. His character Lando, Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, Lando Calrissian.
Say that one more time.
Lando Calrissian.
Right. So they're saying now that Lando was a pansexual. I feel as if, I mean, they did it in the 60s or the 50s with the Tuskegee experiment. Are you familiar with the Tuskegee experiment?
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Hello.
Can you hear me? Oh.
You're going in and out, but are you familiar with the Tuskegee experiment?
Yes, I'm familiar with the Tuskegee experiment. Can you hear me now?
Now they have this new thing called pansexual that's being pushed around Black Hollywood. Basically, pansexual is you will have sex with just about anything. So they're saying Lando was a pansexual. What role does Black Hollywood play in keeping Black people stupid?
Role in Black people and being stupid. What me? Peers. Propaganda.
Man, we're losing.
News and entertainment, news, propaganda, entertainment. You, what you see in the media? No, nothing.
It's just it's going in and out. Your Wi-Fi, you keep going in and out.
reset it.
Yeah, try to reset it.
Come back in about 30.
Reset it and come back because it's you know, I don't want everybody to miss this good information. Okay, yeah, reset it and come back. But everybody, thank you for joining us. Once again, make sure you hit that like button as you come into the chat. Make sure you share the video as well. If you're not super chatting, make sure you share and like the videos. Again, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Oh shit, that's right. I think the here in Atlanta, the Malcolm X Festival is probably going on. I need to go check that out. Hold on, let me see the Malcolm X Festival today in Atlanta. All about that. Hold on one second. That might be today. Yep, it's today. It's today. I think it's today. So I would definitely I think it's today. Let me see. Yeah, give me a second. I'm just trying to. Yeah, it's today. So I will. I'll definitely make sure I go check out the Malcolm X Festival today, sometime this afternoon. Rahh, you back? Grandmaster.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
You're going in and out.
Can you hear
me? Do me a favor, Rahh. You probably got to turn off your video.
Turn the video off.
Okay. Yeah. Turn the video off. Rahh.
Okay, I turned it off. Man. I think we have agents that are doing this to us.
Oh, probably so. But yeah. So you're speaking on the Hollywood as far as putting out propaganda. Yeah, go ahead and finish your statement on that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm right here. Go ahead.
Okay, so no, people in the United States is news propaganda. Western news propaganda and entertainment and sports. This is our #1 enemy. We allow ourselves to be led by what we see on television. And it becomes, until we interact with someone, you know, it's really to say, this thing reminded me of this. Did you see this particular movie, this scene? This is how we act, especially women, and
it's bad.
Dealing with the soap operas.
This
is a major problem.
Guys, press 1 if you can hear Rahh. Press 1 if you can hear Rahh clearly, because it's on my end. It's going in and out.
What they say?
Press 1 if you can hear them. Everybody in the chat room, or is it going in and out? All right, go ahead.
Hear me?
Yeah, just continue. Go ahead.
Okay. I see myself now here. Okay, so what I'm saying is that our is Black news and entertainment. Distinguish real information from that which is the agents, the news article or the presentation to be tainted with racist towards not only blacks but especially with Africa, things that's dealing with Africa. Because as I've told you, the #1 fear of America, and they had that fear, and they're on the process of that fear by the okay.
Rahh. Yeah, it's just it's back.
I'm gonna hang up and reset all together, so it's gonna take like 2 minutes.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
we can hear you now for some reason, but before we couldn't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Okay, let's try one more time. Go ahead.
Okay, no, let me reset completely.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and reset it completely,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then come back on.
you got 2 minutes. Yeah, you
Okay,
got
that's
two
fine.
minutes.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. No problem. But everybody, again, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this. Make sure you get the likes up. Make sure you share. I don't know what kind of internet he has. I know I think there's like a school or a library by where he lives, and he uses that internet there. So, I think they just have the basic, just kind of just surf the web and that's it. But you guys watched the video I did? You guys watched the video I did earlier today or earlier this morning in regards to World Star Hip Hop is creating a generation of, uh, I would say, scared Negroes. Yeah, so make sure you guys take a look at that. I'm also going to upload some more videos from my travels to Africa today. I got a couple more videos. I'll be in Nigeria in August. I will be in Nigeria in August, so I'm looking forward to it. If anybody who's watching this, if you have any family in Ife, Benin City, Lagos, uh, let me know. Let me know, okay? Because I would definitely be out there kicking it. So we could definitely get up. I'm out, and I'm also going to be documenting a lot as well. So everybody, once again, I will be in Nigeria in August. Okay. And then I will be in Ivory Coast in September. Ivory Coast, and I'm either gonna go to Liberia or Sierra Leone. I'm not sure yet. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a poet. No, I'm not. I will be eating the suya. Nigerian jollof is all right. I'm not impressed with Nigerian jollof. Senegal has the best jollof, hands down. I'm not a big fan of Nigerian jollof. I know a lot of Nigerians take that serious, you know, and get offended. Nigerians and Ghanaians, they get offended when you tell them that their jollof is not on par with Senegambia or even Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has very good jollof. I mean, they get upset, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So it's whatever. All right, so let's give Brother Amaral a couple more minutes to get back on. Give him a couple more minutes to get back on. How's everybody's Saturday morning going? Emmanuel, what part of Nigeria are you from? Was it Calabar? I would live in Tanzania. Tanzania is nice. Tanzania is real nice. Yeah, I'll be in Lagos in August. You got people there? You got people there, Emmanuel? In oh, they take that shit serious. Right. Jollof rice comes from Senegal. But they take that serious, boy. If you say something about the jollof, they take that serious. Now, chofi is off the chain. I love the chofi. Chofi's delicious. Jollof. I might go give me some chofi today. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how ABL feels. The white is right all the time. Anthony Bryan Logan. Doug, what's up, Doug? Doug's in the chat, everybody. Shout out to Doug. Shout out to Doug, everybody. Shout out to Doug. All right, let's wait a couple more minutes to get Amenkrahh back on here so we could close out. Let's hear. Yeah, so hopefully we get this brother Amenkrahh back on. Amenkrahh, where you at, bro? All right, there you go. Amenkrahh. Okay, brother, just go ahead and turn your video off.
Okay.
All right, there we go. All right, brother, let's continue. Black media, you know, not operating the best interest of black people.
It's not even the black media, it's the propaganda. There's a difference between media outlets and propaganda. But you know now, 5 years ago, they had came up with a law that said that the news can lie to you. The Supreme Court did a ruling, I think it was, that said it's okay for the news agencies to lie to the general public. So I mean, even if you're looking at it and you're watching it and you're saying, I'm trying to find some juicy information, you have to heap that in the back of your mind, black people, that there's somebody who's creating a story and they may have intentions of putting an article and giving it undertones that are not to our best interests. And this is the case. So you can't really buy. You have to just come to Africa to see for yourself. 1986, when I had decided that I would come to Africa, I wanted to come because I wanted to see what it was about. I couldn't trust all these other sources. But today, it is a necessity for us to come together. And then, as you know, we did a video, and I was talking about a 7-point plan for how to come here and establish a home base, a safe house. Them started to stay in an African country. So when you work together with a small group, you really minimize that fear of the unknown, because you're going in there with other people. And I think this is another problem that some of us have. We don't just know how to go about it. And we can't depend on friends and family because they're not in the same mindset as us. We tend to delay those plans, and before you know it, 10 years goes by, and that's almost a wrap. You really don't have a chance to come have children, and then you're looking at your children being caught up in the educational system, and then they're following that same line as the house Negroes.
Absolutely. So I think you had you wanted to go over like a 7-point plan, or you wanted to get started on that as far as those who are.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly run through because there's another video we made. You can remember the last video we made. We talked about that, but I just wanted to go over it quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
You get 7 to 10 committed brothers to contract to pay into a foundation fund, which will create an operational sale, just like they do in government, in secret governments. So this operational sale of 7 to 10 brothers, each will pay in the sale, and this is an estimated figure. They were promised to pay 250 shillings a month for 8 months. 8 months. Now many brothers can do this. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the capacity to save money, but if they broke it down, they could actually put up 250 shillings. I mean, $250 for 8 months. Okay, so you move that in, you do it in that way, and then after 4 months, 3 or maybe 4 of the brothers of that group, you guys will decide inside your cell will go to Africa to establish a safe house. And their mission is to come into the modern African city and establish a rented house or a piece of land but basically they really want like an apartment complex to 2 or 3 or 4 bedrooms as a safe house. And then after they establish that, their mission is to go out and find these business opportunities and just fill out the land. They'll decide that in the sale, and the purpose of it is to make the sale, that safe house, self-sufficient and pay for itself. Now the other brothers that are behind, is still in the United States. Their mission is to bring more brothers into the sale, and then because the social media is so prominent, you can use that as a guide to get other brothers who may be skeptical. They can actually see the brothers that are in Africa, understand what they have accomplished, and this will promote the brothers coming in. Okay, the other remaining brothers spend that time you're recruiting new members in the cell.
Mm-hmm.
After many weeks, the first group comes back and establishes business links and recruit new while still paying in their final installments to the sale. Okay, so they come back and then the other set goes out and another group comes in. So this keeps the sale active and it doesn't cost a lot of money. But the $250 a month will pay for the flight and upkeep and keep the brothers, really comfortable while they're searching for opportunities in the country. Now, this is the example with Asians and other people that come into the United States. They come in as a family group or a group, and then they all pay a fund. They all pay a little money into this fund, and then they utilize themselves and develop their small businesses based on this fund that keeps coming in, this money that keeps coming in. Now, one thing that we have in the United States is the power of the dollar. Mm-hmm. And China has already challenging the dollar a couple of days ago, last year, and as a dominant currency. So even this time that the dollar is active, we need to be really working hard, because once China does, the dollar is going to go down in value, and it'll be much harder to establish a sale in in Kenya or in whatever other country that you go to in the future. So each member is committed to pay 2 months. The person is released from the sale and the payment, and if they want to continue, they have to come back in under a new contract. So that's a 7-point system to establishing a home base in a modern African city. And you must not go to any rural country. You must go to a modern African city that has plenty of opportunity for you to take advantage of. And there's lots of opportunities and growth in modern African cities and countries, like Lagos, like Kenya, not South Africa. But you would be amazed even if there's a lot of opportunities in Zimbabwe. So yeah, Zimbabwe, despite the propaganda that they put against it, and once you establish a home country, you start making them move. So if we can't get 7 to 10 brothers that come together in America to do something that would improve their future and the future for their children, then like Dr. Anderson said, it's a wrap. I mean, it's done. You can hang it up, because all of what we're talking about and trying to help people make them see the light would be almost completely worthless.
Would be what?
Would be it would be what? You're talking about search for uhuru,
right?
Which is search for freedom,
right? Yes.
Yeah. So damn, duh. I mean, come on. I mean, you're gonna try to find freedom in the same country where they're enslaving you? Oh man, come on, huh? We need to get way past that. I'm looking out the window right now. Now the cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful day. I told you I went to the store before I came here, and I went outside. I'm like, damn, I'm sitting in the office, and it's a beautiful day. I should be taking my kids to the beach. So yeah. But meanwhile, in the United States, an earthquake can come at any time. I don't know if it's hurricane season. Okay, you're gonna have summer in some places like in Chicago. The weather's gonna be extremely hot. Some people are gonna die of sunstroke. And then comes winter. Oh, winter. I haven't seen snow. Well, I come from LA. So, there's nothing like that. You always see me on the show. I'm always with sleeveless shirts, basically, because it's the most beautiful weather. And it is our weather.
Right.
The weather in the U.S. is not our weather. I was watching TV and it was a bunch of what's that comedian's name? The one that got the TV show called what's his name? The one that met Donald Trump and then he almost got criticized. What's his name?
Steve Harvey.
Harvey. Huh? His
Steve
name is
Harvey,
what?
right?
Yeah, Steve Harvey. So Steve Harvey, there was a video. Steve Harvey was like they were being surprising him for his birthday, and they had his family in wherever the city he was. So they had the family on the on the light, all that close outside. Oh, Steve, we miss you. And so the uncle came on, got the microphone. He told the truth. It's cold as hell out here. And I'm like, why do you suffer when you don't have to suffer? Imagine you don't have to have coats. You don't have to have umbrellas and boots. You know what I mean? Take you 25 minutes just to go outside. Just, you know, forget all of that. You can be free, seriously free, in an African country, run around butt naked. You see, people won't care.
Right.
That's why the white man, he comes here and he's just in underwear. You know what I'm saying? You see him walking down, he's walking around with his slippers and shorts. Because taking advantage of the wonderful weather that you have here. And the weather is the key point of the environment. You know what I mean? The environment where you live is important and where you raise your kids. So there's just never enough examples of the reasons why African Americans should come on back to the motherland. Land is available, you can buy cheaply because you're coming with the dollar. And you know, there's no many regulations that you have to follow in order to get the land. It's not that serious. They got a very good brother on my website, Black Man's Guide to Moving to Africa, on Facebook. Go to Black Man's Guide to Moving to Africa on Facebook, and you can find there's a brother that from Kenyan brother here that is very knowledgeable about land and is willing to answer any questions you may have. You get the answers from a professional, and you know, he's very popular with his YouTube videos. You can see them, and all your land questions is answered right there. What can you buy land? Or is it gonna, you know, can the government let you foreigner buy? All those questions are answered. We are way past all of these. Can we do? The only thing now is get that plane ticket.
Get that plane ticket. I want to tell you another story, Amaral. Are you familiar with the? Are you familiar with the rapper T.I.?
T.I. No, I'm not familiar with T.I.
Okay, he's a rapper. So he lives in like he has $1 million home in a subdivision, right? So obviously he has security, kind of like in Africa. You have the security before you pull into like a subdivision usually. So, you know, he's going home. He forgets his key to get inside the gate. The security guard is asleep. So he knocks on the door the window to ask the security guard to let him in. The security guard wouldn't let him in. So he calls his wife. I guess the wife meets him at the gate, lets him in. He goes back, you know, he goes home, comes back to the security guard shack and, you know, ask him, why wouldn't you let me in? What was the issue? And, you know, the guy wasn't giving him a real reason. And you got to think about it. So here in America, I'm sure, you know, you pay these HOA fees. Pretty much T.I. is his boss. T.I. is paying HOA fees for security, which includes security. So they call the cops on T.I. They arrest him, lock him up. They don't give him a real reason why they did what they did. So you have that. And then you had another black man who was leaving the gym and gets choked out in the parking lot by police. I mean, you just got a lot of shit going on.
But you know, it's been going on all the time. It's just that, you know, it didn't have cell phones with video cameras, and you didn't have it like, you know, a real. So in 10, 15, 20 years ago, inquired about this. Pursuing it and putting it out there, and news agencies were not so happy to expose it. But social media is now coming up where these things are being exposed. But this has been going on. I mean, in my case, my goodness, you know what I'm saying? I was a policeman for a short period of time. I majored in college in criminal justice. And I've seen so many crazy things that, you know, I used to think like it was okay. And I have witnessed many times where a brother would become irate. He'd become upset. Why are you doing ABC to me? And, you know, you try to calm him down, but he has this really serious look in his face that says, you know, I have been unjustly treated. You know, you're mistreating me. You know, I didn't do anything. And he's not just talking about the incident that's got him in the problem. He's talking about overall his life.
Right.
I didn't do anything. This thing happened. You people have done this to me. This is the destruction that is inside us. And the only cure for it in the United States is for us to make a plan to leave the country. All your problems are resolved. Name me one problem you're gonna have, you know, except that, you know, search for a huru to have to be changed his name to I have found a huru. But I mean, you know, because you were never talking. I mean, I'm here and I'm talking with students who have no understanding of racism. I was playing the movie Black Panther here. I don't know if I can say this, huh?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
For the students. Yeah. I was playing the movie for Black Panther here. Huh? I wasn't charging them. So I had the video and I put it on the projected on the screen, and the students walked out.
Why?
They could care less. They went, what interest is that? You know. So you know, when the scene came, when the guy came out, the Black Panther came out, I'm thinking that they're gonna jump and cheer. They could care less. And I was realizing that, you know, these students don't have a clue. Their parents have long decided, let the past be the past, but we won't forget the past. But we ain't gonna teach what the white man did to our children, because we wouldn't want that to be done to us, and we don't want to piss off the white man anymore. They were pretty much brilliant. So the educational system has left all of that out. So when I come here and talk about, oh, you guys don't know, you guys have been, you know, the white man did you, ABC, they're looking at me like what? You know, they reaping the benefits of winning the war. Like they don't have to worry about that. They can concentrate on their own lives, their families, building families, getting a job, what you see. They don't care. So you can't come here with that. Now, my kids also. I'm so happy. I'm looking at my daughters playing around in the house, you know, laughing and joking.
You don't find an issue with not teaching your kids about colonialism or what happened in the past?
Exactly, because the winners, because they won. Africa has won. So what's he gonna do telling his children about this? You see what I'm saying? Zungu, he knows. He's gonna piss off the Zungu, then tell his children to be pissed off. This is how racism is passed. The daughter, no, you can't marry nobody outside of the black race, or you can't marry nobody outside. So this is thing for passes down the generation. The African has decided, not only in the Kenyan education of Africa, that we're not going to discuss about the past. We're not going to put a lot of emphasis on what the Mzungu did. And so now, 2 generations later, you got students who don't have any clue. And I look at them and I'm like, you know, I'm still learning myself, but I'm watching because, you know, my daughter's in the house with me, and I'm playing a lot of Black conscious videos. I'm discussing these things, and, you know, I'm reading books so that she sees this. But I mean, how do I step in and start telling her, okay, this is what has happened? You see what I'm saying? She's in Kenya. She ain't saying none of that. She don't even see white people. So I'm like, you're right. Why should I even bring it up? Because it's a non-issue. So you fly your happy ass away from all those problems in the U.S., come over to Kenya, and you find those things are just in a little box. This is what Richard Pryor was telling you. I went there and I found out that everybody was a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what Malcolm X was saying when he came here. I found very peaceful. Now, Muhammad said he's in the Arab section, but he never came really down to Kenya and East Africa, where it's just Africans. You know, white people are like less than 1% here.
So you don't think learning about the past so it won't happen again is it important?
If I was in the United States where the shit is still going on, of course my kid got to be knowing. And if I was a minority in the United States, of course my kid has to be there. I mean, he gonna walk outside and go 20 minutes later, he gonna walk in the house like, Daddy, this white boy ABCD. Then you gotta put your hand around him and say, son, you are a minority, and all the other people in the country don't like you, and you're a black man, so you really fucked. You gotta, you know, like Chris Rock said, Once you walk out this door, there's nobody outside that front door of your house. And it's basically true. You're gonna have to have that talk with it. And I'm telling you that instead of having that talk, you could be putting him, you could be raising him in a country where it's not an issue. And we don't see this because mass media keeps putting it, it's there in us. I mean, in our environment. You are the product of your environment, and you're in a very bad environment, and it's going to get only worse. It's nothing like, Dynasty, you're going to be an older man, and you're going to be seeing your son having all these problems, and you'll be helpless because you're stuck in the United States, and he's there. You see, you don't have a solution for him because you don't have a home base in Africa. I mean, not you generally, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right. When we get older, you have not established a home base for your child in an modern African country where they can go and be relieved of all racist issues. The way Dave Chappelle did, the way Richard Pryor did, the way Malcolm X did, the brothers have done. Psychologically, you're gonna find them hanging from the trees. Yeah, you're gonna find them hanging from the freeway off ramps.
That's crazy.
and doing drugs, all these other things, and and then at the very least you'll find them, underneath the freeway off ramp sleeping, homeless. And how is it going to be when your kid comes out? I mean, can you look at all of these kids of Malcolm X and all of these black leaders and all of these brothers that are in jail who have children? Can you feel their pain?
Right.
And you're in a country where 70% of the household, even your own black woman, is attacking you. You know what I'm saying? I come here, I get so much love from my women. I'm like, I compare what I have now with what I had in the women I had in the United States, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You leave all of that, all of the gender war issues, all of the homosexuals, you flop from there and you come to a place where none of that is there. The women are looking at you for you, not because you're black. They ain't got no white man to compare you to. You see what I'm saying? It's you and what you can live. And that is where you might have a few less dollars in your pocket, but you ain't going to be criticized or looked down. You're not measured by your wealth as such here as you are in the United States. And why would you even play it? Why would you even compete on that basis when there's so many other bases compete in, such as raising a family or running a proper business or establishing yourself as somebody that's valuable in a country. I mean, in a business here, in a company. So this is what I've been saying all along. The house Negro, you need to stop that. You need to stop trying to compare what Africa is today, and just start to make that plan to at least come and see for yourself. I mean, if you can't even come to see for yourself, that's all somebody's asking now. You just come see for yourself what the real truth is, and I don't mean go to the hotel and ask the taxi driver, how is this place? No, you got to go out and meet the regular people, and then once you see for yourself, it's a no-brainer. Once you go to started the schools here, and they have many schools that are most of the 90% of the schools are boarding school. You find one established nicely. You talk to the headmaster of that school. I'm head teacher of that school, and then you feel comfortable. Let your son or daughter go to that school, and you in America, with the power of the little money you would send, the money would 10 times triple. Right. So your kid would be like one of the richest students in the school. They have everything that they need, and then on top of that, they would be a Black American. Oh man, your child is gonna be famous. Plus, the education is better for your child. Plus you don't have to worry about them being shot by drive-thrus coming home from school. Mm-hmm. By drive-bys behind coming from school or getting pregnant. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? And in the boarding school, they're gonna teach him proper manners. Otherwise, they're gonna teach him how to work his own clothes, how to cook his own food.
And they don't play that shit too.
They don't play that shit. And then when they give you back your kids, you'll be like, damn, humble, ready to do work, intelligent, can think, can write, can spell, damn. You know what I mean? And you didn't have to be there every night. Mm-hmm. Take care of them. And you didn't have to buy lots of clothes because they wear uniforms. See what I'm saying? America's way is doing for the 1960s, 70s, 60s and 50s. Those things are not prevalent today. See what I'm saying? They have just changed the educational curriculum in Kenya again, and it's allowing now. They don't have class 1, class 2. They have now a grade like social studies. They have this thing of life skills, and they teach you life skills as opposed to social. So the government. African governments are seeing that there's a need to change the people and to make them more computer literate, and this is what they're doing to the curriculum now. Computers is a mandatory subject in school, and these are the things that's changing. And your children in the U.S. can be a part of that and move away from all of that nonsense that's going on in the United States. There's no pornographic TV channels for them to watch. There's all of these vices that you have, they're just not tolerated by the average African today. It is against the law in Kenya for you to be a homosexual. They practice that thing in the open. It's just illegal. If you go around holding her, kissing on somebody, and you're gonna be arrested, because that behavior is against the law. And anybody my age would know, but a black person my age would know this is not normal behavior. But because of Western mass media propaganda, news, and entertainment, your generation is accepting it. There's no such thing as AIDS. And they've never proven that AIDS exists. But because of Western mass media propaganda, news, and entertainment, your generation believes that it's there because everybody says it's there. But I'm waiting for you, as well as so many thousands of doctors that are out there have talked about this. Show me the HIV virus active in the human body. Show me the virus, and everybody can say it. But they've never shown the active virus in any human body. Do your research. America is not your friend. And you wanted to educate your children, and they're miseducating our children greatly.
Right.
Like that group of veterans that fought in World War I. I don't know what they call them.
Not the
black guys that were
not the Red Tails. Red Tails fought in World War II. The pilots.
Okay, Red Tails was I think Second World War.
Right.
But the First World War, the First World War, they had this group of blacks, and they were the top regiment in the United States in that war. And then America, instead of giving them medals, they handed them over to the French.
Right.
And they told the French, if we're going to bring Americans to the war, they're going to be run by Americans. They're going to be not run by Americans, but they're going to have American general. They're going to be under American leadership, and like this, except for the blacks. So after the blacks had done all of the hard work, America took them and gave them to the French. And then they fought for the French valiantly, and then they were just tossed in the wind. So many of those brothers ended up back in the United States, died in poverty, and they were the main ones that was winning the wars.
Right.
See, this is your country that you love so much. This is what they do to you. And the key problem here is simply this: House Negroes don't analyze history enough to realize that they're on the wrong side. America is never going to let you be successful as a people. America is never going to let you be successful as a people. So even if, and it's a tiny, tiny if, you are somehow given a raise or you somehow come across a lot of money, when you go to start spending that money, they're on your neck. How many entertainers sports figures are being fucked over by the IRS.
Well, look at Bill Cosby. His situation.
You
Bill
remember
lost everything.
Bill Cosby? Look at Red Fox. Look at Red Fox. Red Fox before Bill Cosby. Not before Bill. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
And he was forced to come out of retirement and do a show. He was told there was a scene where he was supposed to just walk behind the other actress. He didn't have no lines. He was supposed to walk behind the other actress while she was talking. Only that. So they could get any other person to do that for him while they were practicing. So he's over here talking to somebody that was a major news company that was interviewing him, and the producer of the show told him, go get him and bring him. And so they made him stop the interview to come and do this scene. When he came and realized that all he had to do was walk across the room, he became so mad, he caught a heart attack, dropped dead on the fucking stage. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine? Not only, so even if you do get riches, if you get lots of money, like Wesley Snipes,
right?
They're gonna get you, huh? And go to watch any autobiography of these great people like Michael Jackson, Prince. All of them have a story to tell how the government it comes after you. We forget about Michael Jackson and the child molestation cases, right. which he never won. But I'm saying what they put him through. Imagine they went to his Never Never Land Ranch, ransacked the place so bad, Michael Jackson never slept in that place again. And all he did was want to be nice to children. We don't see that. But you think you're gonna hope that you're gonna be somehow exempt from that. Oh, all I know is if I just treat them nicely, they're gonna let me go. Yeah, like they let go that 15,000 people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they burned that city to the ground, the largest race riot in American history, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then 1 year later, the government is trying to act like it never happened.
Right.
Forget that. They try to act like it never happened. This is the history. If they don't treat you right, if they don't treat you right, they won't teach you right. But you're gonna still get your kids to the government schools to let them raise them. You're joking. You're joking. You're in the Titanic, it's sinking, and you need to wake the hell up and start backstroking your ass to Africa.
Backstroking.
Psychologically, they know these house makers. They know. You see, you just think that if you keep watching these propaganda shows of talking about how blacks are being mistreated, somehow it's gonna spark you to jump up and do something. But when the time comes when you get that little push to get you over to make you say, okay, that's it, I had enough, I'm leaving. You're gonna find that all the doors are closed. They've been waiting for your ass. Yeah? They've been waiting for your ass. Yeah? Make sure that you don't have no driver's license. Make sure you don't have no passport. You're going to go down and get your passport. Okay, all I need to get my passport. You're going to beg them fucking people at the post office to give you a passport. You'll get that letter in the mail telling you no passport for you because in 2006 and 7, well, you did A, B, C, D, and you can't get a passport. So before you plan anything in your hand, before you do anything else, if you're talking about coming to Africa, if you think you seriously mean it, you need to go get your goddamn passports, at least to see if they're gonna give it to you. I don't know. When I bought it, it was less than $100. Today, it's like how much? $500-$600?
No, it's like $200 or something like that.
No, it went up on. I know it's not 200. It's up more than 200 now, man. Check it out. So I know you might have had it for some time, but they have went up on the price of the passport, and they have also added so many new regulations for you to get your passport, including if you owe back taxes. So and they can come up and say you owe back taxes from anywhere, and not give you the passport. So you need to hurry up and go try. Even if you think you can't get the passport because of this and that, you need to at least try so you can have some documentation in which to fight for. Take whatever letter they give you to a lawyer and then find out what your options are. Because brothers are doing this. You're not the only one that would be having a problem getting the passport. And you should you should start the process. The worst thing that the U.S. hates most than anything else is black people leaving the country in mass. That day that a group of you gonna walk up to the airport and talk about getting on the plane and then talk to the media, huh?
Mhm.
You know how if we got one major or sports figure to get on TV and say I'm moving to Africa for good, it'd be amazing.
True.
Not like that in South Africa, and when he came back, oh, they had to treat him good because, and same thing with Richard Pryor, they had to treat him good after he came back. That's what they showed. How do you niggas? You're not gonna. We treat you well. You could be like Dave. You don't have to go. And what was his? What price did he have to pay? So Dave Chappelle, he came on the TV and said I was in Africa and blah blah blah. But the United States is a great place to live. Shit, if they were giving me millions of dollars, I'd be saying it's a great place too. But unfortunately, this number of people are not a reality of what's going on for the general population, the general population of black people in the United States. We need to start getting on. We need to start getting a plan together, and that's why I made up this plan. You can meet me on Facebook on Black Man's Guide and discuss it further. Those people who are seriously seeing the reality and looking at your children and saying, "I refuse to let that happen." And if you're the black woman is a strange case. The black woman. I mean, there is a segment of black women in the United States. There's no hope for. We just have to be real and say it. I mean, you know them. No, I'm way in Africa, so they can't come kicking my ass. I know you have to be quiet.
No. Go ahead, please.
There's a group of them. You know them when you see them.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? It's no way that they go come out from the behaviors and mindset that they have. I don't know. You call them the feminist women, whatever you might want to call them, but you
feminist.
Feminist. Yeah, they might as well be gay because they're not gonna produce a family. They're gonna get a man and create generational wealth. So it's a done deal. You might have to just cut your losses and come on to Africa, and immediately I tell you it'll take you like 3 days before you can find a beautiful woman that be on your side. Won't take you 3 days. Because Africa is full of women here that looking for men.
Yes.
My wife owns a hair salon. My wife owns a hair salon, and the women that work in her hair salon, they're always asking me, "Oh man, please find me a good husband, like American friend for me." And they're beautiful women, looking women. But I'm like, unfortunately, there's not enough men to go around. And there's so many women available here that just want somebody or just need a good man to take care of them. And it's a great way for you to establish yourself in an African country when you find a nice African woman that you can. But this is also a natural that you find when you come here. I think you came to Africa, you found a nice, beautiful lady. Yeah, so it's not that difficult.
Yes.
So what do you do? What do you do with the mother of your kids in the U.S.? I'm telling you, I broke up with my woman back then, and we had a breakup when I came over to Kenya. And when I came, we had no closure. You know what I mean? Because when she was trying to, mess me. I don't know what you can call it. But the best word to describe it is try to fuck me. Out of my life, out of my job, I just left because how can you attack me like that? I mean, I was like, I just was taken back. Somebody I spent 6 years with, got kids with. Somebody comes to me and tells me she called your boss and told him ABC. Why? You know what I'm saying? It was so you become scared. and you retaliate. You say, okay, look, well, I'm gonna back out because if I stay, I know me. If we get into confrontation and I'm a black belt in martial arts, I'm dead. Because I know how the police work and how the justice system works. So it was nothing for me to do but to step back. But we didn't have closure. And then I came to Kenya and I was gonna stay for 3 months and go back. But I never went back and we never had closure. And let me tell you something. It's just like that. We're gonna die from that separation. Now I forced myself. Well, I didn't say I forced myself, but I really forced it very hard to have a relationship with my kids. And I'm happy today that we're on all of us are on talking basis. We talk regularly. I talked to my son last night, and but the relationship with the woman, that shit it can never be healed. You know what I'm saying? It can never be healed. So it doesn't make sense for me to try to go back to a relationship where someone tried to literally and try to make it work. It's better to just start fresh. You learn from the past relationship, fresh in your mind. Trying to force something. I'm gonna come to Africa, but my woman. I mean, well, your woman, how long you guys been together? Well, we're not together now, but we got kids, and I love my kids. You ain't raising those kids. If they living with a woman, they her kids. They're not yours. You've been propagandized. You are just a Santa Claus. Go to your kids that you say are yours that are living with a woman and say, I want to pay them from this school and I want them to go to this school, and see what the backlash you're going to get. Go to them and say, I want to take the kids for 2 months during the holiday to go ABCD. And she says no. What can you do? You can't do anything. Therefore, those kids are not yours. And while you're still in your 30s, 40s, you can have a proper family that you can control and be proud of. Pass on your views and your understanding in a country where you're raising them where there's no racism and there's no crazy ass woman who is fighting you for some competition to see that she don't need you. I can raise them without you. This is not what you have when you leave the United States. The majority of the world don't have women like that. The Black American woman, you've seen it too many times. They're only one of a kind. So, and it's the Black man's responsibility to, not the Black woman. It's not for her to come and establish a homeland. She's not designed for that. It's you. And the anger that you have from the Black American woman today is directly our fault for staying in a situation for 400 years where we're getting our ass kicked and we don't have money. So, and that's that's the bottom line. A lot of 90% of the argument that we have with our women in the United States could be solved if we had money. But because of racism, economic racism is depriving us of money. We try to pretend like it's not us. It is us. It is us. They took all of those jobs, General Motor jobs, and took them to China. They took all those General Motor jobs and took them to China, where blacks was in the factories working. And we let that happen. They created white-only unions in Philadelphia and other countries in the East Side. And we just bowed down and took it. At any one point, if we would have said, "Oh, the Congress has decided to give our jobs to the Chinese," fuck it, I'm leaving. Fast, then America, black, you would have found a white man saying, "Whoa, wait, don't go, wait, maybe we can work it out." Hey, get away from that airport. Come, let's talk. Yeah, you see them changing a hot second. Go to the white man that you know and tell him, I'm leaving to go move to Africa. Just go tell him that. I bet you're going to see some big changes. Don't go with the black people where, I don't know what's wrong with our people. Don't do that. Go to the white man and say, I hate America because of what she has done. And I'm going to move to Africa. Can you give me the money so you don't have to see me again. Go to him and say that. And you'll be seeing a brother, you'll see that white guy who you go to the racist white guy, the one that tells you, nigga, go home. You know, right? The one that tells you to sign black people, you're not wanted here.
Right.
Go to them and say, fine, I don't want to stay here either. Stop and look at the white person and see how they change. Huh? They're going around telling their white children that blacks don't want to leave us. That's what they're telling their people. And he run around kicking you like a ball in the play yard.
Yeah.
He kicking you around like that. Yeah. You just don't see, you don't know your history. You need to go back and listen to Dr. Ben, Ashwa Kwesi. You know what I'm saying? You should go back and listen to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. They're telling you right. You need to go, the black man, you need to go listen to Sherazad Ali and get the book Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman.
That's
you need to go read these
That's
books. You need to go read them again and again. Until the spark hits you, you come to the realization you're making a mistake by staying. Yeah? And I'm seeing your guests come on TV talking about we can do economics. We can do economics and have a homeland in Arizona, or maybe we could go to Colorado, South Dakota. We can all black and all blue. Why the fuck you gotta stay with him? That's the only solution you can come up with is to stay somewhere in America. You're joking. We need to wake up. Time is moving. Huh? You got paradises in Africa, land just sitting there, sunny all year long, spit on the ground, and fruit grows right there. Fertile land, waiting for you, and you want to stay in the blizzard land. Talking about, I love the fucking snow. You don't love no damn. Who the hell loves some snow?
Yeah.
Can you get with it? Because you see that shit on TV and you see the white boys taking their shirts off, jumping in the snow. You know what they're saying? You know what? I know you got the great land, but we this our land. Snow is not that bad. That's what they see when you see the white boys dropping off their shirt. It's because that's the land they are locked into this land of the United States. Mm-hmm. They have no real place to go. They can go to Europe, but they're gonna still get snow. You see what I'm saying? But you don't have to have that. You don't have to have that. Weather can kill you. Weather can make you homeless. Huh? You need to be in a place where the sun and the temperature is perfectly matched with your body. Yeah? And it gives you the best of your melanin. And this is the difference between the African American and the African. The African is cool, calm, and collected. The way he dealt with the Mzungu was brilliant. The way he dealt with the white man was brilliant. Mm. The way the African American deals with the white man, you can get in your ass kicked. You get water hose, dogs sucked on you, hung by the neck, burnt by the stake. Yeah, you fooling. Yeah, because you're mad and you're aggressive. But you see, the African is not like that. You go over there and slap the African and like, sir, why you do me like that? You don't come. But you slap an African American before you can get your hand across the other side of his face. He done already put 2 bullets in your chest, on his shoe, and you're done. You get what I'm saying? So, and this is all because of the product of your environment. Product of your environment. There's nothing, I'm telling you, for the younger brothers that still got a chance, there's nothing like being in the bed with an African woman who is purely African, don't know nothing about that nonsense, who loves you, and you peel back the covers and see that beautiful, healthy black body sitting laying in the bed. Mm. The one the white man came here fighting. I ain't tell you what I look at an African woman. I'm like, my God. I'm like, my God. Can't believe it. Waiting for us here. And unfortunately, your Negro friends and your Negro woman, it's stupid. It's just, I mean, there's no words that can say that why you with them. Now, why you with them? You ain't never had a friend and then the friendship break? Come on. You ain't got to hang into that. I got friends that tell me, I can't go to Africa, but I gotta watch my daughter. The dude is 50 something and the daughter is like 29, 30 years old. I gotta be with my daughter. You ain't gotta be with your daughter, your son. Come on. What you need to do is establish a home base in Africa, get you a home, get you a couple of extra beds, and then get on the phone and tell them, come visit me. Dad, how is it there? It's wonderful. You should just come. I got a mattress here on the floor. You know, I don't make a lot of money, but we can eat every day. I got some new friends that's taking me around. They say that you're welcome to come, and they're going to take care of you. And you come. You're going to drop down a bit in economic status, but you're going to find that nobody cares about that status. So it's not like you drop down at all. One thing that won't happen is you won't go hungry and you won't be homeless. It's just not permitted by the natural African society. How are they gonna let somebody, especially a visitor? You know what I mean? If the white man can still come into Africa today, after all the shit he pulled on the African, I don't understand why Black Americans think they're gonna come here and they're gonna starve. Understand what I'm saying? If the white man can come here, colonize you, beat you, kill you, rape you, they burn your land, take your land, and then 30 years later, he comes here and whites and blacks is like, you know, they had this thing at White Sands Hotel, the 5-star hotel in Mombasa, the biggest one. They had to have a meeting with the employees because the employees kept running to the white people, serving them at the expense of the black people. And you know, they had to tell them, like, look, because the black bourgeoisie in the hotel was starting to complain that they were seeing that they're catering more to the white tourists than they are to them. And this is at the time when Africans are rising in status, and middle income Africans is moving in, coming to visit these hotels. So the manager of the hotel can see, like, wait, the number of Africans is exceeding the number of white foreign tourists. But the staff was still, you know, neglecting the blacks as, you know, running to the whites. So they had to be put in a meeting and taught and trained to do that. You know, and you go to that hotel today, and you know, 90% of the guests are of African origin. Yeah, things are changing here. Things are changing, and we are sitting, you know, in a Negro style, is going to be the last ones at the dinner table. Whites are coming here in numbers. And whites are retiring here because of the weather and because of the value of their currency compared to the Kenyan currency and African currencies. But all that's going to change. African countries are making deals with trades, and these trades, these trade blocks are going to increase the value of their money, and it's going to bring the value down on the dollar. Now, the Chinese, what happened 2 years ago is that Kenya, as well as other African nations, you know, Zimbabwe, have allowed themselves to trade using the Chinese money, Chinese yen. So you can now go to the streets of Africa and exchange money in Chinese money.
Wow.
You know, there's tendency to be traded. The Chinese is coming. They ain't gonna take over. This for sure. And last year, it was made official. I put a video on my Black Man's Guide website showing how the Chinese are buying up gold and establishing their currency. And when the time is right, they're gonna switch. And when they switch, the dollar gonna go down. Now they might go. The dollar may go into recession, as everybody says it will. It will eventually. But when it comes out of this one, it's gonna take even longer. You know, I would say. Because it's going to be the establishment of African dominance compared to European and Western countries' lack of doing business in the African continent. Everybody knows the African continent is a place to do most of the trade and is making all these other countries survive. But you know, America and its infinite wisdom has decided that they're going to continue that racist undertone and say we're not going to deal with the African unless we're going to give them some aid.
Right.
And we know that that's crazy. So what did they do? They came up with these fake ass Ebola alerts in Nigeria, and you know, uh, to try to stop people from going there. But that's not. It may slow it down, but it ain't going to stop it. I remember when they had the last Ebola crisis, and the president of Liberia, what was her name? The president,
Sirleaf Johnson.
Yeah, she came up on TV and said they had put these Ebola tents, for people to bring their sick and dying, and they had this Ebola tent in the capital city, and it was just sitting there. Nobody was bringing any Ebola people. But meanwhile, on the news, Western propaganda news, they were talking about Ebola is everywhere. People are sick and dying in Liberia. Blah blah blah. Blah. So the president, she came on TV. She made the mistake of saying, "I got one of these tents down the road, and they haven't had one person in 2 weeks." And all those 2 weeks, they were complaining there was a Ebola virus. That is just bullshit. The propaganda, I see it on TV. I just want to shake my head. You have to. When they come up talking about that, the African countries are fearing because they're using it as a weapon to help diminish the tourist money, which is still about something that's valuable here in the country. And so you see some like a Ebola case will stop all tourism from coming into the country. So this is the way the white man is doing. Not the white man, but this is the way the Western countries are doing Africa today, and it's just all propaganda, And we regurgitate that nonsense, talking about I can't go to Africa because of Ebola. Right. Dang, I just want, I just want to. I just want to say, that's just so ignorant, and you my people, and you can be that dumb. You know what I'm saying? Here you're gonna regurgitate what the fucking people who were enslaving you say. The most dangerous weapon, the most worst enemy to the black man is mass media, news, education. It's only 7% of white people. They cannot get to us without the media, without the movies. You see, they can't get to us unless we allow them to, because we are the larger numbers. They cannot control our minds unless we stick that goddamn monitor in our face and start believing what they put on there. You need to get on. When you watch the CNN news, you should do exercise, and that's like every time they have an article that comes on, you should just say that's bullshit. That's not true. That's bullshit. I don't trust that. That's where it's from. And you start to come to realize that they're just making up these stories because the media has made it. The government has made it legal for the media to lie to you, so they can just put on anything. They can just put any kind of thing on and could get like 5 or 6 people to say, yeah, this person was also there, and it's true. And you go and search fake news and lies the news has told, and you can be amazed at all the stories that you're gonna find that's fake. If America can lie to you about 9/11, plane into the Pentagon, and the building number 7 falling, and to this day, nobody dares go up and say what really happened. They can lie to you if they can lie to you that the motherfucking man landed on the moon. Yes, it's a lie. It's a big lie. If they can do you if they can come up with that kind of thing, what can they not do to you? Huh? You people that witnessed 9/11, you were shocked. But isn't that the first shock? What they did in World War II, what they told you about Hitler, and what they tell you about the landing on the moon, these things is lies. Nobody landed on the moon. I was there in the 1960s. Watched that shit on TV. I was amazed. But today, there are too many groups that are telling you, look at it again. The same way they talk about 9/11 is the same way they have the moon landing. And you just cannot get past the fact that they will not show you stars in the background of any video. You can't get past the fact that this thing made a perfect landing on the moon 5 or 6 times, no mistakes. And then each time when it landed, there was no crater that was developed from the rocket that landed on the moon. Yet these guys are walking on the, showing these guys walking on the supposed kicking dust everywhere. So, you know, these are the things that the house Negro is either ignoring or he's just really not prepared to accept in his mind yet. And what made me become black conscious was the fact that I was given history,
Mm-hmm.
and I started researching history. Yeah, and just like you're hearing all these stories on the news, and you see it's trying to you're watching it. It would it interests you because you're trying to decide, should I stay and take this, or how close is it coming to my door? And it would be a tragedy that if something happened to you before you had an opportunity to get away when you had the chance.
Right.
So yeah. Right. So yeah.
One question. First question. How are the casinos doing in Mombasa?
How is
The casinos? You say are the casinos in Mombasa?
Seen that. In fact, there was casinos in Nairobi and on this one street, and I went by there about a year ago, and it was closed.
Okay.
So gambling. No, what has taken the place of this is this online gambling, because they have the government-sponsored gambling for sports. It's called Sports Pesa. So if you Google Sports Pesa, you'll find it. We have M-Pesa here in Kenya, and all our banking and everything is done on our phone. I can, like if I wanted to send you, if you have M-Pesa and I have M-Pesa, I can send you any amount of money on my phone in a few seconds. And this is a technology that was developed in Kenya first. And Google Wallets tried to come out and duplicate it, but I don't see how far that went. But a lot of people can do that gambling on the phone, using their phone. So
yeah, but
there's no need for an established get your bet on.
Yeah, but Rahh, once again, man, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody enjoyed it in the chat room. In closing, just share with everyone your contact information, how they can reach out to you, and it's always a pleasure, Rahh.
Okay, well, once again, I'm on Facebook. I'm only on Facebook because you get like these 4 or 5 brothers that email me. They don't get my email address, but it's really better to just get me on Facebook because I'm on Facebook every day. When I wake up in the morning, I check my few messages or a few hundred messages, and then over my morning coffee. But yeah, so Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Man's Guide to Living and Moving in Africa. We're there. We keep bringing information about the good points of Africa and the bad points of the United States. We had the thing of, I just put the article, thanks for bringing that up to me, about the Santa Fe shooting.
Right.
And so it's a love-hate group site. So you can either hate it or you love it, depending on if you're a house Negro or you're a field Negro. We're ready to give out information, any kind of information that you want about getting prepared to go to make your trip to Africa is there. We wanted to establish a time where we can all come. So like we pick a date in like 2020, and then everybody that comes together at that time, and then we come and have a business trip where we connect you. You come to Kenya, and then we connect you with business people, people in government, and then it's like an educational tour. And you don't have to be afraid that you don't know anybody because you travel as a group of like-minded Americans. The same way Dr. Ben and Yusuf and Ashwa Kwesi do every year. They take Black people to Egypt to see the ruins, but we want to take them to see what's happening right now, what is possible right now, and not to go see ruins from people that have been dead for 2,000 years, but to see for yourself right now. Yeah, because the time is, like you said, time is very critical, and it doesn't take much to make the transfer. Once you come, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see
Absolutely. Are you still there, Amaral? Hello? Hello? I think we lost the brother, but anyways, guys, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this show. Oh, okay, he's back.
yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Black Man's Guide to Moving to Africa on Facebook. Look there. And last time I was giving away copies of my book for those people that come up and ask to join. But I filter every person that tries to join the group. I filter them and I scrutinize them thoroughly. So don't expect to see 5,000, 20,000 people. I only take the people that are looking serious. If you got no picture of yourself on your Facebook, clicking on ask to join the group, you'll be rejected. And if you got 50,000 groups that you already attached to, you may be rejected. Because I want the group to only be of serious-minded people without all of those what you call trollers.
Trolls. No trolls. But again, brother, thank you so much for joining us, man. Guys, make sure you go to Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to Africa Personified on those same platforms. Go to searchforuhuru.com, go to dynastyamir.com, go to amazon.com, search your name Dynasty Amir, please buy a book. And then also, please make sure you go to searchforuhuru.com as well. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Until next time.
See you next time.
All right. Peace.
Okay. Peace.